security camera police used to identify the man accused of stealing.
It's under investigation what the true motive behind this is.
It's valid value.
Exploring his mindset and the possibility that mental health played a role in this.
The one thing police have not been able to figure out, the person's identity.
It was a shock, not only to the public, but to investigators too.
We received startling information from the state lab regarding the presence of an unknown male profile.
The DA says they are still conducting multiple DNA tests. They won't say where investigators are in the testing process.
There's this mystery person.
No one knew who he was.
A big question mark
back in time.
An
unidentified
Investigators aren't losing hope they'll one day put a face to a man who so far doesn't show up in any missing person database anywhere in the country.
So you may have seen this story in the news. Time traveler from 3036 arrested. An identified man gets arrested for stealing. Claims to be from the year 3036. Authorities say the unknown man has no birth record, no social security number, and no identification file on record. When asked,
so my thing with this shit is, right, where did he come from? Like niggas just let this guy just, you feel me, just appear out of nowhere. Oh shit, hold on 2 seconds, I forgot my laundry nigga said. Hold up, I said laundry, gotta put that shit in the crib.
That nigga probably a gobble ganger.
Should have hit that button. I should have hit that button when that shit, you feel me? Before they put in the dryer in, as y'all can see. Just moved in a new spot, feel me?
asked why he was stealing.
Get everything right. Wait on my desk. So I could put this shit up.
And food was free in the marketplaces. He later explained this to be part of the new society in the year 3036, the year he is supposedly from, in the future.
Hi, Sebastian? What's that? Yep, my name's Jack Helms. Is this Sebastian? Yeah. Yes, my name's Jack. I'm a journalist and documentary filmmaker. I was really intrigued by your story. Just curious if I can have a quick minute of your time to talk.
What about?
Well, like I was saying, I'm absolutely fascinated by your story. And I'm sure I can speak for everyone when I say this, but I'd love to know more about the future.
You're better off not knowing.
What's that?
I said you're better off not knowing.
Not knowing what?
You said you wanted to know more about the future. And I'm telling
Why he talking like that?
You'd be better off not knowing.
Why do you say that?
It's just not what you think it would be.
Would you be open to doing an interview with me?
I'm really not trying to do interviews. Stuff like that.
I completely understand, but I really believe you, and I believe your story. I just feel like your perspective on things would be important to probe And the things you know must be truly incredible. Would you please just give me a few minutes of your time for an interview?
Yeah, okay.
Great, great. I appreciate it very much. I'll call you later this week to schedule a good time, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
What the fuck he do for a living? Like, he just, you know what I'm saying?
From here, 3036, he might be a fuck ganger, however you say that.
On you?
Yeah.
Please turn that off now.
Some aliens.
You absolutely must keep it on for emergency purposes. Please put it in airplane mode, and please do that now.
Okay.
We're gonna go over here and talk.
So why are we here?
I like it here. It's a good place to come and gather your thoughts. You know?
Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to meet us today. I expected you to be bald, though, because in all the pictures I've seen, you're bald.
Yeah. I didn't have hair when I first got here. You see, people's hair doesn't grow in the future.
Why not?
Nah, he's bugging. I ain't gonna front.
Man-made radiation is so concentrated by the 2080s that people don't grow any hair anymore. Men and women alike.
So why the mask?
I have to wear it.
And why is that?
My immune system. Everybody in the future has to wear masks or respirators when going outdoors.
When does this all happen?
It's happening right now. If you had any idea what you were breathing in right now, you'd be wearing a mask.
Yo, you know what's so crazy? I hate to be pausing and shit like that, but yo, bro, you ever realize, like, after COVID, people be just coughing?
Random as hell.
Like, just coughing, and it's like a weird amount of coughing, like, just...
It's like a...
yeah,
like a wheezy
yeah,
cough.
like niggas can't breathe type of, feel me?
Why is that?
He might be on to something, he might be on to something.
Then with that, what's the name? That, was it Canada? When the sky was like red or something?
Yeah,
I think.
and then she came out here, bro, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, see, you'll be long gone, way before this stuff.
Sky was orange and shit.
So I'm saying, like, the sky was orange when he was in
people's health
Jersey for a little minute. That shit was like 3 days.
It's
orange as hell.
In unfit conditions for the next 90 years from now. You see, by the 2080s, everything changes. Over 1 billion people die as a result of it. And that's just in a 20-year span. Practically everybody born after that point is born with high levels of ionized metals in their bloodstream.
Yeah, I know they outside.
And that's one of the main reasons our immune system is so weak, and that's why I asked you to turn off your cell phone. The amount of radiation that comes from your cell phone is enough to make me feel extremely sick. I get chest pains, headaches, vomiting. The amount of radiation coming from your devices is off the charts. You know, cell
yo, I
phones
did ass believe this nigga, bro.
Banned in the future. They were completely.
I want to see his face.
60s,
I think he showed his face though.
For you. Matter of fact, the 5G rollout you guys have going on right now is the beginning of it all, according to our history books. If you guys understood how dangerous these frequencies are, you'd have never agreed to it. You people are oblivious to it. It's crazy. There's no self-aware people in this time.
Hell no.
Everywhere you go, you see children and babies with cell phones in their hands.
It's a fact.
You have no idea how dangerous it is.
That's why I be telling. This is why I be saying, Leave the phones alone. I ain't gonna front. Even when you hold the phone for too long, you start feeling a little sick.
Yeah, it should get hot.
OD. I'm trying to tell. Man.
You know, in the future, they refer to this time as the idiot era. No offense. But you guys just don't have any idea. The average lifespan by the 2080s is around 40 years old for men and 50 years old for women. That's all because of the radiation. It gets better. It takes time. By 3010, things have started to look up. But it'll always be a problem. Probably a problem we'll never fix. It doesn't matter.
My thing is, where is he at right now?
The official report is that Sebastian, the man from 3036, could not be identified by any official documents whatsoever. It was verified by officials that his name, or at least the name he's using, has never been in any previous databases. This guy basically has no records at all. So that's a pretty good trick.
So do you plan on staying here?
No, I can't go back. The technology's not even here yet, even if I wanted to. I'll say that loosely. The technology is absolutely here. It's just not readily available like it is at my time. Perhaps you've heard of the Montauk Project or the Philadelphia Experiment. These are all time travel missions funded by the U.S. military.
So is time travel normal in the future? Like, does everybody do it?
Well, no. Everybody knows that it's real and that it's feasible, but it's restricted for military purposes and elite staff only. If a resident or a civilian is caught time traveling, it's prohibited.
So is the future like they say it's going to be, like flying cars and robots and all that?
Yeah. We've got flying cars. They're called F-crafts. We've got robots, primarily working off of AI. We don't have homes like you do now. We have what's called pods. Homes were completely
Like when he started moving like that, he's giving off weird.
Then the crazy thing is, somebody was telling me that Chick-fil-A was about to start having like the robots working.
They don't affix to the ground. They use magnetic technology. So basically, you flip a switch, it locks. You flip off the switch, it unlocks. And this is done for transportation purposes. Robots are primarily used for labor positions. AI, which you have already started to implement in your time, but we use on a much larger scale.
The first story I read about you were arrested for stealing food. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was the first day I got here, actually. I wasn't aware of your customs here yet. You see, in the future...
We could steal in the future?
Things like fruit, water, some vegetables, they're free in the marketplaces. We have what's called nourishment centers, where basically you're allowed up to 3 items at no cost. And fruit, you never have to pay for. So it's just a simple misunderstanding, really. Oh, and water. I still can't get over the fact that you guys pay for water to be bottled up here. Your time makes history in so many ways.
He might be on to something though. Low key, he just might be on to something.
No,
After our interview, I found myself pretty amazed. I'm not saying I'm a believer at this point. I mean, anyone can make up a story, but I have to admit it. It's a pretty good story.
It's a good story. Word. It's a good story to make up.
I thought of a million more questions I wanted to ask. I found myself wanting more information about
Hold on, Jules.
Mm-hmm.
I just need your signature. Everything working great.
Alright, but
I got to put it back to where the washer is. Push it right. Just let that speed draw cycle run. After that, you're good to go.
alright, but
Alright, man.
Yep.
And if you got any issues, just give us that phone call back whenever you geek squad.
yes, sir.
Thank you, man.
You already appreciate you. Let's get it.
And more importantly, I wanted to push for more proof. Something that can point to the truth. I really wanted to know, is this guy from the future, or is it all just a story?
It's a hell of a story if you're making this shit up. Tell you that right now.
It's multiple times.
Nah, word.
So I'm on my way to an interview with Sebastian, and I've noticed something strange. Ever since I left the house, this same car has been following me. And I'm 100% sure it's the same car because when I stopped to get gas, it stopped. And then when I left, it followed. So it's either a coincidence or I'm being followed.
Yeah?
Hey. How you doing? Hey, thanks for having us. You mind if I come in and use your restroom? It's been driving for a long time.
How he got a crib though?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. The hell of nail clippers.
His hair falling out. His hair is falling out. That's crazy. That means he's not used to having hair. Or under a lot of stress. This nigga is weird. This nigga is even weirder than him. You go in a nigga drawer and steal his hair follicles is crazy.
You just give me everything and
Might be some DNA.
One big crash course, huh? Yeah, okay. There's gonna be several major wars. There's gonna be a world war that will change many things for your lifetime. It's gonna be between the US, the EU, China, Russia, and the Middle East, more specifically Iran. This war is going to be massive, and there's another one starting right now with this coronavirus. This war will be known as the vaccine war. Billions of people refuse the vaccine, and billions of people die as a result of it. There is no resolve, even through my time. This vaccine is a mandatory chip implant. By
You
the
went and
time
got
I
that
was
shit?
born,
The
every
COVID one?
into
Yeah.
the corporation is required.
Yeah, one time.
I never got it.
You can actually see the scar.
I feel now I feel some type of way. I'm almost fiending.
Yeah.
The first one I told her I'm not getting another one.
Everybody.
How you feel that you took it?
You can't.
I fucking arm was just hurting for a day.
You can't.
But I was feeling regular though.
Do anything without this chip.
Some people said that they was like getting sick after that. I ain't even get sick. I ain't even had COVID.
See what I'm saying?
Right. So the beneathers are the people that don't believe in the chip or the vaccine. They basically refuse it. They live beneath the cities in the abandoned tunnel systems. They're oftentimes referred to as the ones below. They refer to themselves as the believers, but to everyone else in society, they're known as the beneathers. They don't live long at all. They all live to about 40 years old.
Why do they die so young?
Nobody can live outside for years and years at a time without proper care. People need masks and respirators outdoors at all times. The air quality in my time is so poor that nobody can live out there for long. And that's why there's no more houses, and everybody's required to live in pods. Pods are the only kind of living quarters that can protect us from the air pollutants.
Would you be willing to allow us to x-ray that chip in your hand so we can get a visual of it? We pay for it, of course.
You don't believe me, huh?
Mm-mm.
No, I'm not saying that at all, but visual proof of it would obviously...
This is what I seen on TikTok.
Set it up.
Sound like about to fall off that.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Oh.
His x-ray results proved exactly what he said. Although we can't determine the actual technology of the chip itself, Sebastian does in fact have a foreign object implanted in his hand. Now, this doesn't confirm at all his claims of being from the future, but he does have an object in his hand. I mean, perhaps it's all just part of his elaborate hoax. Not only did we get an x-ray from Sebastian, but he also agreed to have blood work done. If he's telling the truth about everyone in the future being born with various forms of metal oxides in their body, this test will easily determine that.
What other things would you say are different in 3036 than they are now?
Well, I'll tell you this. You're as free as you're ever gonna get right now. These are considered the last days of freedom. Your kids won't even see it. So, soak it up, because as simple-minded as your time period is, you got it pretty good. You just don't know it.
What's the population in 3036?
The world population?
Yeah.
Just over 2 billion people. You know what? You might actually be here when the big blackout happens. How old are you again?
42.
So you'll be in your 70s by the time that happens. You might want to check out before then.
What's the big blackout?
Nigga told that nigga to die.
Nah, word, that's bugging.
The big blackout, if I'm not mistaken, happens in December 2052. Basically, everything goes dark for upwards to 5 years. The internet, the power, it all gets disconnected on the account of what's called terrorists. But many speculate otherwise.
Don't bring up no terrorist attack, bro.
Anyway, 5 years.
That jacket, that shit?
Hell no, he bugging.
Riots. You name it. It's pretty much one of the worst of times. It takes them upwards to 20 years to get the power back online. And even then,
I seen all of this on that TikTok video. That's why I ain't really paying this part no
more.
more.
Believe it or not, our zoo consists of animals like dogs, and cats, rabbits, squirrels. These are considered exotic animals. All of the larger species like lions and tigers, cat species, the larger ones, elephants, they're all gone. The larger species no longer exist. We've got large areas, hundreds of miles thousands of miles, all designated to wind turbines, reflective mirrors, and solar panels. It's one of the few remaining jobs left for residents, but it's also the most dangerous. When children are first born, they're assigned partners, which are called caring ones. These are basically small robots that monitor the child for health conditions. The caring ones are assigned with children up until the age 16 when they're legally able to have children. At times, the caring ones can be assigned for longer durations, whether or not the children have mental instabilities, health issues, and other underlying conditions. These caretakers, or robots, are also allowed to detain civilians or residents as well. They read to the children, they teach the children, they basically do all of the duties of a parent, and it's done like this for a reason. From birth, we're taught that these robots are just as important as your parents or siblings. There are no more schools like you know them to be today. Children are taught with AI. We're taught at a young age that all residents are equal, none being more important than the other. There's no more religion. Religious beliefs are strictly forbidden. The few people that still practice Christianity are forced to live with beneathers, basically, where there's no access to clean water, health care, and so on. For the most part, people just don't jeopardize it and no longer practice religion. Mating is much different. Residents without any illnesses are allowed to mate upwards to 3 times a year until impregnated. The female population is highly monitored. Male civilians are also put on hormone therapy drugs to regulate mating. If you're caught having children outside of the regulated time periods without a caretaker or a caring one and without getting them vaccines, they're removed from the guardians, and it's speculated that they're either killed or used for food. There's no entertainment like you have today. We don't have movies, music, sports. There's no actors, no celebrities, nothing like that. The only form of entertainment we have is to read books.
It sounds like he's been traveling back and forth.
For any other purpose other than educational purposes, it's against the law.
I don't think he can.
The United States, as you know it today, no longer exists. There's no more government. There's no more countries. Every country is under now what's called a corporation. The whole world is basically under 3 major corporations. We are under what's called the Rothschilds Corp. The merger of these 3 corporations changed it all. A company named Gavi, which is a Bill Gates corporation. Amazon, which you have today, which they merge and become Gavazon. And then you've got the Rothschilds Group. Those are your 3 major corporations. So what used to be the bigger nations, like United States, Russia, China, they all fall under one corporation, the Rothschilds Corp. We don't celebrate many holidays anymore. We have one known as the Day of the United, which was the merger of the 3 corporations. We have another which is called the Day of the Caring Ones, which is the first day the robot was online and placed inside of residents' homes. There's a global currency now under the corporation. Everything is done via the bank and via this chip.
I just left my interview with Sebastian, and sure enough,
that shit look crazy.
That car's following me again.
Man.
I sent Sebastian's hair off to 2 different companies for DNA analysis, and the results are perplexing to say the least. The first record clearly shows no significant links to any DNA strands currently on record. Now, if that wasn't strange enough, The second analysis from a completely different company has 0% all the way down the line. Not a single link. Basically, his bloodline couldn't be traced back to anyone in history.
See, now I want to try to take his DNA.
I have something very interesting I want to talk to you about. Would you mind if we set up a time to talk again?
Jack, I'm sorry I can't. I wasn't being completely honest with you about how I got here. Jack, I really can't talk about it. I'm sorry, I have to go.
Wait, Sebastian, is everything okay?
Jack, I can't talk. I have to go.
Hello? Hello? Sebastian? Hello, yes, my name is Jack Helms. I'm calling about one of your tenants. His name is Sebastian. I haven't been able to reach him in over a week.
He never say anything to me. He never say anything to me. He just leave all his stuff.
Oh, really? Well, if you see him, can you tell him that Jack Helms is looking for him?
Yeah, okay.
For the past week, every time I leave the house, I'm pretty sure I'm being followed.
Sheriff's deputies recovered a body. They say it is a male, but they were not able to make a clear ID.
While there's no face to put with the story, human remains found in a thickly wooded area off Old Highway 20.
There's no face to put with the story, only belonging.
A real-life mystery that today sits stored away in evidence bags.
Around 8 this morning, a body was found. Police right now calling this a suspicious death investigation.
Although we can't confirm that this is in fact the remains of Sebastian, I did find it strange that the victim's left hand was missing.
What?
That would have been the hand he had the chip in. Also, Cypress Park, where the victim was found, was the same location I first met with Sebastian.
So why are we here?
I like it here. It's a good place to come and gather your thoughts. You know?
Damn, son.
Dang, California.
Google the Addy.
Mm-hmm.
Think this shit real?
I mean, low key, I feel like it is. Like shit, damn, bro. It's unbelievable.
How did you get here?
But then again, bro, it's really hard to tell.
It's just an accident.
You're not showing his face.
I didn't mean to come here.
You're just moving mad weird.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I didn't come here on purpose.
With all due respect.
Then,
How does that happen?
before humans was here, it was dinosaurs.
How does somebody accidentally time travel?
So he fake might be onto something, bro.
Yeah.
Turn off the camera. Turn it off.
He bold for making this vid though.
We can't talk about that kind of stuff. Officially, the record is I got here by accident. You understand? I'm gonna tell you something, but it's completely off the record. By no means can you go around telling people what I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
.3036. That's it. That's the end.
Wait, what?
3036 is the last year that humanity will exist. See, the Earth ends for most.
I won't be around that time.
300 years or so.
I'm bullshit.
It's supposedly the Earth's natural cycle, but that depends on who you ask. Mostly the Beneathers, but others too. They believe it's the return of the supreme race. You see, they believe the Anunnaki are returning.
The Anunnaki?
Right. The Anunnaki are the supreme race who live on what NASA has named Planet X. But we know it as Nibiru in my time. Your government already knows about this planet.
That's 1,000 years, 4 months, 17
Tell you
days.
the truth about it. See, the truth was kept from everyone for many years. Your government is fully aware of the supreme race, and I mean that as in today, current time. And this information doesn't actually surface for another 800 years or more. You see, that was the problem. It was kept alive for so long that it's hard for people to believe what's being told anymore. In the end, we probably won't ever know the truth. But, as a wise man once said, history is nothing more than a set of lies agreed upon.
If that shit true, that nigga probably doing all of this shit because that nigga never seen the world look like this, bro.
Mm-hmm. He know a lot though about the world. Celebrities and shit. How you know about celebrities?
Damn, son. That's crazy.
Can't even find that nigga. Try to look him up, all types.
You just tried to look him up?
Yeah.
Nah, that got it. That shit over with. I'm trying to see if like maybe this shit was scripted or some shit. Like, I ain't gonna front. That shit don't get a little scripted. But then again, post-production studio, like, shit like this be making me feel like that shit was made up.
Mm-hmm.
Writer, this shit was made. This shit might have been made up, gang. This shit might have been made up.
Jack Helms, he's a movie director.
He's a movie director?
Mm-hmm. He's known for The Haunting of Julia Fields 3. Things You Never Knew Existed 2020. And Understanding Children with Autism Spectrum Disorder 2020. He be on some creep shit.
You know what I'm saying? He's bugging. He's bugging. I'm trying to see it. Ah, it's fake. It's fake. I bet. Cool. It's fake. It's fake. It should say it right here. I about to say, like, nigga, ain't no way this shit real, nigga. So this shit on TikTok, but TikTok wasn't making that shit seem like it was fake.
TikTok trying to get niggas to watch it.